My parents never would have expected her to follow such a rule. They wouldn't have had that authority.
I had to call your parents Mr. and Mrs. Chandler while you called my mother by her first name. What makes you think that they didn't have the authority to tell her how to act while she was on the job?
Abigail wasn't acting. Her loving arms were always there to hold me, always there to catch me. How could you try to take that away from me?
Remember the time we were at the playground, on the horizontal ladders, the two of us swinging one arm in front of the other to grab that next rung. And it was fun at first, until we started losing our grips. My mother had taken her eyes off of us for a second, and we were slipping fast. She ran over to us just as we were falling. And it was you she decided to catch. I ended up with 2 skinned knees.
And you think she should have let me fall?
No, because then she would have been out of a job. Anyway, she brought us back to your home. And she took me aside and she said, "Me so sorry." And she wrapped her loving arms around me and held me close the way a mother does a daughter. Then she treated my knees with peroxide and salve, and the next day, we went back to that playground, just the two of us. And she made me get back on. And I had to practice moving from rung to rung without slipping. And we went back many times, and I got stronger. She told me that in life, I had to be strong, because there were times when there would be nobody there to catch me. You were my mother's charge, and she cared for you well. But I was her daughter. She raised me, and that she did even better.
Shervonne, I had no idea.
Can't you see I'm racked with guilt? Don't you feel the same way ever?
It was a terrible thing. But spending my life behind bars wouldn't fix it.
Remember when the verdict came in? Remember the look on our children's faces when it came in? They knew we did it, and yet we walked. That's what inequality is all about. Justice, it can be bought and it can be sold. That's why I'm out there occupying Wall Street. I'm fighting for social change. This country is ruled by the top 1%. I'm disgusted with myself for having benefited from that. Everyone should have the same access to the law, no matter how much money they make.
Do you know what I remember? When that verdict came down, I remember thinking, wow, I can do something with my life. And I graduated from the top of my class, which is something money can't buy. With my inheritance, I bought a failing construction company, and I revived it, and I saved 200 jobs. I think society has benefited from me a little bit more than it's been hurt.
And one woman's life was worth the sacrifice.
That was a mistake.
But withholding justice was not.
I'm not going to answer that.
Of course you wouldn't. You'd rather plead the fifth.
That's the difference between us. You dream about sandcastles. I build skyscrapers. What do you think pitching a tent in Zuccotti Park is going to do, really? I'm going to roll this business into a career in politics. And I'll be able to influence and help way more people than you and your freedom fighter friends.
You're going into politics.
It's been a dream of mine for a while.
Then I will personally make sure that what we got away with will haunt you like Chappaquiddick did Ted Kennedy.
Come on. You know that's not going to happen. For several reasons. First, you already gave testimony in court on public record saying that neither you nor I had any idea that woman was there. So that would be perjury, for which people do time. And then there's your parents, who've had so much difficulty finding work. You think my family won't take the stipend away? What leverage do you have on me?
You think I'm bought and paid for?
You are bought and paid for. You're an investment. You're an insurance policy that I'll be cashing in when I run for office. I look forward to getting your vote and the vote of all your little friends in Tent Town.
My only regret is that I never got a chance to tell her how much I loved her. Who knew that when she went off with Emily to Sag Harbor that sunny August weekend, she'd never come back?